Welcome to another exciting month of local quality television. And those shows will be airing later on in the day. In the meantime, you're stuck with me. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is August. It is Monday, the first day of August, so it's a brand new week. It's a brand new month. The weather's going to start changing really tomorrow. In fact, the trade-off is we're finally going to cool down, but it's going to be at the expense of a red flag warning. We saw this coming on Friday. Things are going to get a little dicey. Going to see some windy conditions, especially to the north of us and especially to the east of us, but also here in the Wenatchee Valley. Can't rule it out. Of course, we had all that just baking hot temperatures for the last 6-7 days into the triple digits. Thursday, 109, which was a new record for that date. Friday, we got to 105, and that tied the record high. Saturday, we were at 104, one short of the record. Yesterday, the last day of the month, Sunday, 105, tied the record for that date. Probably not a record high today, a couple of degrees cooler. And then Mother Nature is going to kick on the air conditioning. It's going to be a gradual cool down, but we'll take it. But again, we got a red flag warning. It goes into effect at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We don't like to see that. Details are coming up. We'll have some news as well. We'll have sports. Fairly good weekend for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Not so much for the Seattle Mariners, the team that they're chasing. With just a couple of months to go in the regular season, got the better of them. Houston just owns the Mariners. They have for the last 7 or 8 years, and they got the better part of Seattle's numbers over the weekend. Plus more from Seahawks training camp, and of course tomorrow is primary election day. Now here in Chelan County, where our studios are, you do have to make a decision, you registered voters, on Chelan County clerk. The outgoing clerk is retiring after 8 years on the job, and 3 people are running for the office, so we're going to narrow that down from 3 people to 2 people for the November 8th general election. And we're going to replay the 3 profiles that Jefferson Robbins had to do with the 3 candidates: Sandra A. Achiga, Brandy Buck, and Marty Young. You'll see those little 3-minute interviews. So if you haven't made up your mind yet on who to vote for Chelan County clerk in Chelan County, we'll give you one more chance to make up your mind. By the way, as of Friday, there are about 50,000, a little over 50,000 registered voters in Chelan County. They've got about 11,000 ballots back, but that was as of Friday. I'm sure they had a whole bunch coming in the drop boxes and in the mail on Saturday, and of course there's today and tomorrow. There'll be probably twice that much at least by the time this election is over. Let's fire up the engines and go at 79 degrees with some clouds out there. Haven't seen that much. Let's take our tour around north central Washington. You can see the clouds, but it's still very warm, 79 degrees. Again, we hit 105 yesterday, tied a record. A little bit cooler today, not much, still triple digits. And then we'll be back down into the 90s and then back down into the 80s, below normal by the time we get to Thursday, and I'm all for that. But again, a red flag warning starts at 11 o'clock this afternoon, or 1 o'clock this afternoon. So, yeah. We'll give you those details. Good morning to the Valley. Camera 2 is Uriah's Choice. Good morning, Monitor. Good morning, Cashmere. Good morning, Dryden. Good morning, Peshaston. Good morning, Leavenworth. In that order, that is the Monitor camera, I believe. Looking out over the orchards of Monitor. Cherries are done for the most part. High elevation cherries, like Wenatchee Heights and Stemilt. They probably are still taking some of those off the trees, but for the most part, they're done with the cherry season. Peaches are out there. Apricots are certainly out there. Pluots are tasting mighty fine this year. Good year for the Pluots. I'd eat them if it was a bad year for the Pluots. Good morning to Monitor and the orchards therein. Camera number 3. Lake Chelan takes a bow from the high up on the butte. Is that the top camera? That's the Chelan Butte camera. In fact, if you look in the lower left-hand corner, you can see some of the transmitters and translators and repeaters that are located on top of Chelan Butte. As you can see, a little overcast there. A lot of people at Lake Chelan this weekend. The lower half of the lake was very choppy with all of the boats and the jet skis and everything out there. But I don't blame them. That's where the relief was, Lake Chelan. And camera 4. Beautiful shot from Jump Off Ridge looking back down over the Wenatchee Valley. You can see the clouds hanging around, and we're going to see mostly sunny conditions. The clouds came in. It's also kept the blanket on, which is why it's so warm. We could even see a sprinkle in some locations. I kid you not. And bring that on. We have an immeasurable rain in a very long time. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Red flag warning. We really don't like these. today, tomorrow, into Wednesday. Now, the red flag warning is 1 o'clock this afternoon until 9 o'clock tomorrow night, but it could be extended. It's for pretty much everybody. The Wenatchee Valley, the Waterville Plateau, the Columbia Basin. The heat wave's going to go away. That's good news. But again, the trade-off is a red flag warning. So that is the three things have to happen for a red flag warning. You have to have strong winds, hot temperatures, and low relative humidity. And those three things are in the stew. So we have a red flag warning. It could be a very dicey and nervous next 72 hours for our local firefighters. Don't like red flag warnings. So far, knock on wood, it has not been such a bad fire season, but we've got a long way to go. It's only August. From the National Weather Service, did I mention there's a change coming? There is. Still triple digits today. Windy at times today. The real wind is going to be Tuesday and Tuesday night. So we're going to see some wind today, not very strong winds, but we'll see the occasional gust up around 20 miles an hour. Sustained winds about 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's a west wind, by the way. Clear tonight, 66 for the overnight low. Windy overnight. That usually doesn't happen, but it will be tonight. Tuesday, we continue with that. What's going on is that big ridge of high pressure is moving away. It's not necessarily breaking down, but it's finally sliding out of position after cooking us up pretty good for the last 7 or 8 days. So we actually cooled down to close to normal, actually below normal on Thursday. Still warm on Thursday, but again, this big story is windy today, windy tonight, windy for Tuesday, windy for Tuesday night, and then we die down with the winds on Wednesday. It gets almost downright comfortable by Thursday, Friday, and then we go back up the scale on Saturday and Sunday. At your forecast. From the National Weather Service, 7 minutes after the hour, a 1 minute break, and your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
As AmeriCorps members and volunteers, we do more than talk about our core values. We take action and commit to making our community stronger.
At AmeriCorps, my commitment to equity gives every student a strong start.
Our compassion brings food and friendship to neighbors in need.
My determination protects parks in my community.
Now more than ever, your community needs you. What's at your core? Learn more at AmeriCorps.gov.
Bob's Burgers and Brews in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy great food, great service, and a great time. Only the best for our guests. We look forward to serving you. Stop on by today.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today.
8 minutes after the hour, a few clouds, 79 degrees. We'll still be in the triple digits today with some windy conditions. We're done with the triple digits until probably this time next week, but we do have a red flag warning that starts this afternoon and goes through Tuesday night. We will see windy conditions. It's going to be hot, and it's going to be dry. Let's start with this story. An afraid man was killed yesterday morning after the motorcycle he was riding collided with a vehicle. This happened on State Route 17, 9 miles south of Cooley City. According to the Washington State Patrol, 68-year-old Dennis P. Armour was driving a 2002 Harley-Davidson southbound on the highway at about 9 a.m. yesterday morning when he struck the rear of a 2012 Chevy Captiva that had slowed down to turn left into the Blue Lake Rest area. Armour was transported to Central Washington Hospital. He was pronounced dead. About 5 hours later, none of the 3 occupants in the Captiva, 2 adults and a juvenile, all from Renton, were injured in that accident. The teenager who allegedly burned down a Chelan barn while trying to flee Chelan County deputies is now wanted on a criminal warrant. Chelan County prosecutors charged 17-year-old Connor Leo Strange as an adult, charging him on counts including first-degree assault, first-degree arson, property damage, firearm theft, and possession of a stolen vehicle. Authorities believe Strange was driving a stolen Toyota sedan back on July 17th when he ran from deputies, eventually hid in the barn on the grounds of the Chelan Rodeo. When 2 deputies tried to confront him there, the barn burst into flames. The explosive fire allegedly left both deputies with concussions and burned Strange's foot. He was flown to Harborview Medical Center for treatment. He was later released. He's also accused of stealing about $1,800 worth of goods from a friend's house. That included a shotgun. A judge signed the arrest warrant on Thursday, but as of this morning, Strange has not been apprehended. A woman wanted for July 20th assault and robbery outside of Omak was arrested. This happened early Thursday morning, at the Cooley Casino in Cooley Dam area. The Okanagan County Sheriff's Office said 33-year-old Morning Star St. Peter is being held without bail in the Okanagan County Jail. The charges are first-degree robbery and second-degree assault. She was arrested at about 3:15 in the morning on Thursday without incident by Cooley Dam and Colville Tribal Police. A 33-year-old woman from Okanagan said St. Peter accused her of being a snitch before assaulting her and taking her phone and purse. The victim said she was sitting in the truck at 95 Old Riverside Highway just after midnight when St. Peter attacked her. Sheriff's deputies were alerted to the assault after a homeowner in the area reported an injured and bloody woman pounding on their back door. The victim was transported to Mid-Valley Hospital to be treated for her injuries. And an East Wenatchee man no longer faces charges of attempted murder in a March shooting that left another man wounded. Last week, Douglas County prosecutors withdrew the charge against 54-year-old Sidney Robert Van Dyke, who shot an acquaintance with a handgun while sitting in a car on Valley Mall Parkway. Police said the alleged victim was attempting to intervene while Van Dyke experienced a mental health crisis. Van Dyke's attorney said his client believed he was acting in self-defense at the time. Prosecutors said they were unable to locate the alleged victim to testify at trial. Van Dyke was released last week from the Chelan County Jail, where he'd been held since that March incident. One quick little item to pass along to you. As you probably know by now, landing at 11 o'clock this morning at Pangbourne Memorial Airport. They're going to be here all week. A couple of planes were supposed to be here. Now it's just going to be one. The World War II B-17 Flying Fortress, the Sentimental Journey, will land at Pangbourne at 11 o'clock this morning and will be in town through Sunday as they celebrate aviation days up there at Pangbourne. But the B-25, the Made in the Shade, will not, unfortunately, be making the trip, according to the press release, due to circumstances beyond their control. But one of the two planes will be here. It'll land at Pangbourne Memorial at 11 o'clock, and it'll be here for the rest of the week, and you can tour the plane. And just go to Pangbourne's website. It'll give you all the information. That's what's making news at 13 minutes after the hour. We'll have a newscast for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And with the preview, the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good Monday morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News. After a scorching hot weekend, our weather will cool down and become a bit breezy this week. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has a weekend wrap on the Mariners, Apple Sox, and Seahawks training camp. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. And don't forget, if you got a news tip, or you just want to say hi, news tips. We've gotten some really good stories, very pertinent and important stories, because you let us know about it. We appreciate it. Look at the bottom of your screen. Go to our Facebook page. Go to our homepage. Email us directly or pick up the telephone and give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. After a break, the Mariners drop 3 of 4 to Houston, but the Apple Sox win 2 of 3 from Kamloops. Talk a little baseball plus Seahawks when we come back with Sports in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it if you only had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties. Mary Maids, let us help.
Let's do sports. The Mariners losing to Houston on Sunday in 10 innings, extra innings. The final was 3-2. They ended up losing 3 of 4 over the weekend to the Astros. George Kirby got off to a rough start. He hit Jose Altuve to start the game. That's not good. Then he surrendered 2 runs in the first frame. Jesse Winker got the Mariners on the board in the 8th inning with a 2-run home run. That forced extra innings, but it wasn't enough. Here are your highlights.
There goes Yuli, and it's a foul tip. The throw to second. Here comes Altuve. He is safe. Double steal works to perfection. Second time the Astros have pulled that off in the span of a week.
Jordan getting an opportunity in Oakland to steal home. Now it's Altuve's turn.
Tucker goes the other way with a base hit. Yuli around third. He's going to score. Kyle Tucker. An opposite field RBI single. It's 2-0.
First pitch, drilled to right field, back and gone. Jesse Winker, one swing tied game. He drills Stanek to right, and we are even at 2 in the 8th inning.
Talked about it with Houston, a terrific bullpen, the number 1 bullpen in the American League. The Mariners able to come back in last night's ball game, get to Presley, their closer. This time it's a walk, and then Jesse jumping on a first pitch fastball. It's in the middle of the plate. Exit velo of 105, 390 feet on the home run. His 9th home run on the year, and perfect timing for it.
Bond can get a big lead. Ground ball, that's a base hit and a game winner. Astros walk it off. Jordan Alvarez continues to be the main man in the Astros lineup.
Manager Scott Service gave credit to George Kirby for settling down after that rough start.
Threw a lot of pitches in the first inning, but after that I thought he did a nice job, settled down. Yeah, our pitching today was really outstanding. To keep us in the ball game there, not a ton going on offensively, huge hit by Wink, great to see there. You're hoping that somebody can get on base and we can pop one, which we did. After that it was just, trying to pick up a run here or there and then shut them out. But tough place to make your major league debut. Tough situation. When they start with a guy in second, here comes the Astros top of the lineup. But, again, our guys compete their tail off. Not our day offensively. I thought Odorizzi threw the ball really well. That's about as good as we've ever seen him. With the command at the top of the strike zone and the good ride on the fastball. So, we didn't do much against him all day. And, it was going to come down to executing at the end. And they did a little bit better job than we did.
Mariners are in the Bronx to take on the Yankees, first of 3 games. Unfortunately, Julio Rodriguez will not be playing. The star rookie center fielder was hurt Saturday. He was hit by a pitch on his right wrist. He's on the 10-day IL. Other American League West play on Sunday. Ramon Laureano homered for Oakland in the 2nd inning, but it wasn't enough as the White Sox knocked off the A's 4-1. And Ezekiel Duran's 3-run double in the top of the 9th was the difference for Texas. The Rangers beat the Angels 5-2. Your wild card standings look something like, that. Toronto continues to lead in the wild card chase after a 4-1 win over the Tigers on Sunday. Mariners remain a half game in front of Tampa Bay after the Rays fell to Cleveland 5-3. Baltimore remains 3 games back after the Orioles fell to Cincinnati 3-2. A playoff spot still out there for the Wenatchee Apple Sox after a 2-1 weekend in Kamloops. Sounds like a breakfast cereal, doesn't it? Wenatchee beat the North Paws Friday 14-10. They beat them Saturday 12-10. Then they lost Sunday 11-6. We get more on the weekend series from the voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox took 2 of 3 games this past weekend against the Kamloops North Paws in the final games of their 6-game season series. Wenatchee won 5 of 6 games this year against Kamloops, including sweeping them a couple of weeks ago in Wenatchee, but could not quite finish off the sweep on Sunday afternoon. Wenatchee led halfway through the game, but could not get anything going down the stretch, only scoring 1 run over the final 5 innings of the game. The Apple Sox had a dominant regular season against expansion West Coast League teams. In 15 games against them, Wenatchee won 13 against teams playing in their first year in the West Coast League. The Apple Sox picked up wins on Friday and Saturday and were able to pick up their 8th series victory of the season. They will host the Cascade Collegiate League Showcase team on Monday night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you, Joel. Yeah, obviously it's a non-league game. And then after that, Just 6 more games left in the regular season. 3 at Yakima this week, and then they host Walla Walla over the weekend. We're going to have Friday's game, by the way, between the Sox and the Sweets live here on the NCW Life channel at 6:30, and it won't be oppressively hot. All right, to the West Coast League scoreboard on Sunday. Bellingham's Toussaint Blythewood was 3 for 4 with a couple of runs and an RBI to lead the Bells over Edmonton, 10-3. Ben Ziegler was 3 for 5 with a run and 3 RBIs to lead Cowlitz over Nanaimo, 8-2. Springfield's comeback falling just short. The Drifters falling to Ridgefield, 5-4. Grady Morgan's 2-run double highlighted a 5-run 6th inning for Victoria. The Harbor Cats beat Port Angeles 13-4. Owen Cobb, there's a baseball name, 3 for 4 with a couple of runs, 3 RBIs. Yakima Valley knocks off Kelowna 12-6. Portland's Jacob Jablonski, 2 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI to lead the Pickles over Bend 6-2. And Caleb Cantola pitched 2 2/3 innings of relief, and he and 3 other Corvallis pitchers combined on a 6-hit shutout of Walla Walla. The Knights pitching staff combined for 12 strikeouts of Sweets batters for just that little bitty 1-0 win. So the standings in the West Coast League's North, Wenatchee and Edmonton are tied now for first at 12-9. Bellingham is second at 11-10. Victoria lurking in the shadows, a game and a half back. Now Bellingham is already in the playoffs. They won the first half of the Northern Division. Wenatchee is second in the overall standings, just a half game in front of Edmonton, 2 in front of Victoria, with the top 4 get into the playoffs. It looks good now, but they still got 6 league games to go, so we'll see. And, of course, the big news out of Seahawks training camp remains the signing of D.K. Metcalf on Friday. The 4th-year wide receiver inking, he's not irked, he's very happy, a 3-year deal, $72 million, $58.2 million guaranteed. Metcalf says he has a lot of people to thank, like this.
I just want to say thank you to First God, John Pete, Miss Jody Allen, Matt, Tori. It's going to be a long list of thanks, so get ready. Just coming from Oxford, Mississippi, all the way over here to Seattle is a long journey. I'm about to get emotional, so bear with me. It really hasn't hit me until now that I'll have the opportunity just to help so many people back home and help my family. And just thinking about when I broke my neck and I was told I wasn't going to be able to play football again, and now just this moment happening is just all a blessing. All my teachers, coaches from middle school, high school, my college coaches, college teammates, A.J. Brown, Elijah Moore, DeMarcus Gregory. Then when I get here and I meet guys like Russ, Bobby, Dwayne Brown, Tyler Lockett, Quandre Diggs, Al Woods, Freddie Swain, they push me and make it exciting just to come to work. And then the people that y'all don't get to see, like EK, Chad, Bowie, Mo Kelly, everybody in the kitchen, everybody behind the scenes. Brad Izek sat down with me my rookie year. He was in the room with me, helped me go through all the plays. And it's just like a lot of people that I'm still forgetting the name, but just this moment is just all coming together just so I could be with this organization and this family that I get to call, my family for the next coming years. It's just all a blessing, all amazing. And I just thank everybody because it took a village just for me to get here today. And
of course, Seahawks continue training camp in Renton this week. They'll play a mock game at Lumen Field. Apparently, there's a team in the NFL called the Mocks. They'll play the mock game on Saturday, and of course, their first preseason game a week from Saturday in Pittsburgh. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Monday, the first day of August. 5 obscure holidays cross my desk. Today is Respect for Parents Day. That should be like all the time. National Minority Donor Awareness Day. It's National Raspberry Cream Pie Day. I try to avoid the food-related holidays, but I made raspberry cream pie. I should have done that. National Mahjong Day for all you Mahjong players out there. But no, we're going to celebrate National Girlfriend Day today. It's always on August 1st. Take the time out and show your girlfriend just how you feel about her. Get them some flowers, get them some jewelry. Unfortunately, it's on a Monday, and a lot of restaurants are closed on Monday, so I suppose you can't take them out to a nice meal. A couple of interesting facts that I want to throw your way. Couples who date for a long time before they actually get married are 40% less likely to get divorced. If you're together for 3 years or more, your divorce rate goes way down, and it makes obvious sense. You have a general idea whether you're compatible with somebody or not if you date them for 3 years or more. So the longer you go out with somebody before you actually tie the knot, the better chances you have of your marriage lasting till death do you part. YouTube began as a dating site. When YouTube was launched on Valentine's Day, the domain, the original logo was Tune In, Hook Up. The idea was to make a video of yourself and put it on YouTube and see what happens out there. But after the famous Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson episode during the Super Bowl, everybody wanted to see the video, and everybody posted it on YouTube, and YouTube kind of morphed into something else entirely. By the way, who is more apt to be the first one to say, I love you? Men. Men are 69%. 69% to 31%. The men will say, I love you before the women does, for whatever reason. And that's your obscure holiday at 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history, we always do states. Welcome Colorado to the Union. Now that's a flag. Most of the flags are, they just take the state seal and they slap it on the flag and call it good. But Colorado put some thought into that flag. That's a good one. That's one of the better flags. Colorado was admitted to the state, to the Union on the state in 1876. That's why it's called the Centennial State, because it became a state during our nation's 100th birthday. Fun facts about Colorado. The lowest point in Colorado is 3,317 feet above sea level. That's the lowest point. That would make it the highest point in 18 states. That's why it's got a lot of mountains in Colorado. Colfax Avenue in Denver at 26.5 miles long is the longest continuous street in America. Colorado has 650 towns or cities and 500 ghost towns. If you're into ghost towns, go to Colorado. During the big gold rush and silver rush of the 1840s and 50s, ghost towns popped up all over the place. And then after they tapped all the silver and the gold, they just left. But the towns are still there. There are 500 ghost towns in the state of Colorado. Denver was awarded the 1976 Winter Olympics. But then the citizens of Denver didn't want to pay for it, so they voted down the bond issue to pay for the Olympics. They actually said, thank you, but no thanks. The sales of motor vehicles in the state of Colorado on Sundays has been against the law since 1953. If you want to buy a car in Colorado on a Sunday at a dealership, you can't. It's against the law. Over 60% of the population of Colorado was not born in Colorado. That's second only to New York. So a lot of people like to move to Colorado as opposed to getting born there. And if you want to live a long and healthy life, Colorado is it. They are number one for life expectancy, and they are number one for lowest rate of obesity. They are in shape, and they live a long time. The residents of Colorado. Happy 146th birthday to Colorado, the Centennial State. August 1st, 1936, 86 years ago today, the Nazi Olympics opened. The games of the 11th Olympiad was officially opened. I believe we have footage. Of course, it became known as the Nazi Olympics. That's the American contingent coming into the Olympic Stadium. They were greeted rather coolly by the German crowd. By the way, you were supposed to bow your nation's flag as you marched by the Fuhrer, and the Americans refused to do so. This was the very first Olympics to have a torch relay, where they ran the torch all over Germany, and then they actually lit the torch during the opening ceremonies. This had never been done before. During the opening ceremonies, by the way, 25,000 pigeons were released. The pigeons circled overhead, and as they circled around the stadium, they fired a giant ceremonial cannon, and that caused the pigeons, there they are, they set off the cannon, and 25,000 pigeons pooped on the delegation. The guy said it wasn't so bad. We had hats on. For the ladies, they got pigeon poop in their hair. Let's move forward. This is the 56th anniversary of this. Former Marine Charles Whitman, an Eagle Scout, stabs his mother to death, stabs his wife to death, drives to the tower that overlooks the campus of the University of Texas in Austin, goes up to the observation deck, kills the receptionist on the 27th floor of the observation deck, kills the 3 people who were already on the observation deck, barricades himself, and over the next 96 minutes, here's a contemporary report from the Huntley-Brinkley Report from August 1st, 1966.
But many of the victims could not be moved until after the sniper was gunned down. And then the university students moved in to see what had happened. One ambulance driver was shot and critically injured trying to haul the wounded to safety. A policeman was killed as he moved in armed to try to get a sight on the sniper. A University of Texas professor was killed as he walked to class. The campus at one time looked like a battlefield. Dead people were lying on the sidewalks under 100-degree temperature, with police and others occasionally darting from cover to cover. The sniper was well armed and apparently planned a long siege. After he was cut down, police hauled out of the barricaded observation deck 2 30-06 rifles with telescopic sights, a .357 Magnum pistol, and a shotgun. He had 2 large jugs of water and a footlocker containing food and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. What caused the man to take the lives of so many and wound so many others on a hot summer day may be found in a letter discovered by the bodies of the alleged sniper's mother and wife late this afternoon.
The 16th and final victim of Charles Whitman died 35 years later as a result of the injuries suffered on August 1st, 1966. After it was all said and done, they did an autopsy on Charles Whitman, and they found a tumor attached to his brain, the part of the brain that controls your personality and your emotions, 56 years ago today. This is the 51st anniversary of the very first biggest, this was the first, nobody had ever done this before, a charity rock and roll concert event for the people of Bangladesh. It was organized by former Beatle George Harrison. 2 shows, a matinee and an evening show at Madison Square Garden in New York City on Saturday, August 1st, 1971. If you've ever heard the album, The Concert for Bangladesh, or seen the movie, all of that is from the evening show. The afternoon matinee went okay, but they were still getting their sea legs. It's the evening show that was captured on film and on record. Ringo Starr, Billy Preston, Eric Clapton, Ravi Shankar, Badfinger, and surprise guest Bob Dylan, who stunned the crowd. Bob Dylan steals the show. He was absolutely phenomenal. George Harrison had to shell out his own money because all of the proceeds were supposed to go to the people in Bangladesh. It got all tied up in all kinds of litigation. George eventually wrote his own check. Yes, Paul McCartney and yes, John Lennon were invited to perform. Paul McCartney declined, citing the business and personal differences between himself and his 3 bandmates. John Lennon said, "I'll perform if Yoko can perform." George said, "No, I just want you without Yoko." John agreed. But then he went back and he told Yoko that he was going to play the concert for Bangladesh, but she can't be on stage. At George's insistences, they had a big row, and John dropped out the concert for Bangladesh. And finally, August 1st, 1978, 44 years ago today, the 3rd longest hitting streak in Major League Baseball history comes to an end. Pete Rose went 0 for 4. The Braves trounced the Reds. The final was 16-4. 5 times during Pete Rose's 44-game hitting streak, he bunted in his final at-bat to keep his streak alive. I'm pretty sure Joe DiMaggio never bunted once in his entire career. Came to an end on this date in 1978. Let's do some birthdays, all historical. 1/2 of Lewis and Clark. William Clark. There's Bill. Soldier, explorer, politician. William Clark. He was also the governor of the Missouri Territory. 1/2 of Lewis and Clark. Meriwether Lewis outranked William Clark. Meriwether Lewis was a captain. William Clark was a lieutenant. William Clark said, "I want to be a captain," so we're on equal rank. He didn't get the promotion, but as far as Meriwether Lewis was concerned, they were a team, and he was to be treated as an equal. William Clark, his job during the Lewis and Clark expedition was to draw the maps, manage the supplies, and lead the hunting exhibitions for game, kind of a scout. William Clark was very well read, but a terrible speller. He was one of the smartest guys of his time, but his spelling was awful. William Clark, born in state in 1770. Herman Melville, He wrote Moby Dick. Nobody paid any attention to him. When he died in 1891 at the age of 72, the New York Times printed a tiny little obituary. They misspelled both his name and the name of his book. Moby Dick didn't become an American classic until after Herman Melville died. Too bad for him. He was born in the state in 1819. And Robert Todd Lincoln, the only one of the 4 children of Abraham and Mary Todd Lincoln to survive to adulthood, was born in the state in 1843, died in 1926 at the age of 82. He was with President James Garfield when James Garfield was shot and eventually died in Washington, D.C. In September of 1901, he was with William McKinley when William McKinley was shot in Buffalo and eventually died. The lesson here is don't invite Robert Todd Lincoln around. But ironically enough, Robert Todd Lincoln's life was saved one time by Edwin Booth, the brother of the man who shot his father. Robert Todd Lincoln had fallen between the platform and a railroad train, and the railroad train was coming, and Edwin Booth pulled him out and saved his life. Strange twists of fate. 36 minutes after the hour, a break. Mike Magnotti's Got an Opinion. And then one last chance for you to get to know the 3 candidates for Chelan County Clerk. There's 3 of them. It's going to be narrowed down to 2 by 8 o'clock tomorrow. So you're going to get to know one more time Sandra Arachiga, Brandy Buck, and Marty Young. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Brian Thorpe, and I'm proud to say that Global Car Care is growing. We always do the right thing, and because of that, we're busy, and it's time to hire an experienced automotive technician. We spend as much time with our coworkers as we do our own family. I want them to understand they're not a number here. They're a person with a family, and I want them to be part of this family too. Do you want an owner that understands and respects what you do every day? I'm that guy. Our compensation is the best in the area. I want you to have your career with us.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson, where we've got huge news. We've started our Blueberry U-Pick. It's a great time to toss the family in the car and get on out to Blueberry Hills, where you can get the best down-home scratch country cooking around and pick some of the world's most delicious and largest blueberries that have been high desert farmed. This makes for an intense blueberry flavor, and they are so much fun to pick. Our fields are open 8 to 2:30 daily and restaurant from 8 to 3, so come on out and join us.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way.
Go ahead and move this chase on the other side.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Brian's Pizza and Bowling is changing their name to That Pizza Place. Now, there's still your same favorite locally owned family pizza and bowling center, That Pizza Place. Come hang out in downtown Cashmere.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled out the new line of custom e-bikes. They have three-way adjustable folding e-bikes and full-size mountain e-bikes. Pedal assist and a throttle makes them a perfect fit for any rider. Green Motion e-bikes located in the Mills Brothers building.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
My name is Anaisa Lemus, and I teach at John Newberry Elementary. I had a tooth in the front that was just always causing me problems. It was just happening so regularly. I went to go get a root canal done, and the root canal didn't help a whole lot because then it came back. Both of my parents went to Dr. Divis's office. They really recommended him because he had done such a great job on their teeth. I went and really have had a really pleasant experience with him. He just made me feel really at ease with everything. He was really confident with what he was doing. He said, this is one of his favorite parts of his job, which really made it easier for me because, when you're really passionate about something, they're going to do a good job. As a teacher, my students, I'll tell them randomly sometimes, oh yeah, with my fake tooth, they're always so shocked. Like, what? It looks like your real tooth. And I'm really happy with the results now.
This is Dr. John Divis. Please call us today.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, as I get older, I've noticed something. My body might be pushing 70, but I still feel emotionally like an 18-year-old. And according to my dear wife, my maturity level really is closer to the latter than it is to the former. And I like to say, you're only young once, but you can be immature forever. But I have to admit, so far it's been an interesting 68 trips around the sun, and I have some pretty good memories to look back on. But you know what they say, if you remember the 60s, you weren't really there. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Is your recliner as comfortable as this? Does it have lumbar support? The new technology in power recliners is simply amazing.
Hi, can I help you?
Well, yes, I was just telling my friends.
Oh, about the great selection of recliners we have here at Boswell's? It's true. We have everything from pushback recliners to power recliners with all the latest features.
Boswell's Furniture on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks.
With all the variety on SureStream TV from LocalTel, there's always something to watch. But what if you hit the couch in the middle of all the shows? That's a perfect time to use the features Catch Up or Restart. Catch up on shows from up to 3 days ago, or restart your show from the beginning. Go to your guide and select the show to restart. Then play, pause, rewind on your schedule. Don't forget, SureStream TV from LocalTel lets you decide when shows begin.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors.
The 2022 Grant County Fair in Moses Lake is bigger and better than ever. Washington's largest egg-based fair features hundreds of animals, amazing food, and the Davis Carnival rides. And if that isn't enough, see supergroup Lone Star and country standout Cameron Marlowe on the Brian Miller stage. Come celebrate a return to normalcy with Stars, Stripes, and Fair Delights at the 2022 Grant County Fair. For tickets and more info, visit grantcountyfairgrounds.com.
Family Law Court Facilitator is assisting pro se litigants through domestic cases, like we're talking divorce, parenting plans, child support, domestic violence, and we serve those folks by assisting them with reviewing of their forms, providing them with the notice of hearings that they need, and just making sure that all their documents are ready to go for the court.
So what are the different duties that the Chelan County Clerk's Office has to perform?
So the different duties, we also have a financial officer, and that financial officer is responsible for bringing in and doing like financial reviews and just making sure that people are, paying on their fines. We have also a records manager. She takes care of basically everything that comes through. She scans all the documents because we preserve documents for a lifetime. And just making sure that the calendars are all good and covered for all the judges, and keeping just track of everything that comes through the front counter.
So you've worked in family court administrator, you've worked as a jury administrator. Of those two jobs, which has been the more challenging?
Well, I think the most challenging one is the family law facilitator, because you're dealing with people that are going through a lot in their life, and sometimes there's frustration. And it's like we see them at their worst sometimes, but then what makes me feel good is that when they leave my office, I feel like I have accomplished something, because they usually are very grateful and thankful that I was able to assist them. And a lot of the times, the first few minutes, they're emotional, and I think that just by being responsive and listening to them, it just really helps them to calm down and just kind of move forward with their process. And I think that it's a challenging thing, but at the same time, I'm just glad that I'm able to provide that service for them.
What do you believe would make you a good county clerk for Chelan County?
I think experience is huge. Experience matters. I think that being in the clerk's office, I have grown a passion for my community and just the public service. I think customer service is one of my biggest strengths, providing that service for everybody. And I feel that being in the clerk's office the 8 years that I've been, I've learned a lot.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
I just want to get involved. I really just have the eagerness to help people, and I just want people to feel that and know that I'm on their side and I'm going to fight for them, whatever their needs may be.
From your point of view, can you sort of outline what the Chelan County Clerk does for people?
Yeah. You're managing jurors, you're sitting in court minutes, you're delivering and processing court documents, you're going through processing applications for permits and passports. You're managing a team of about 19 people, whether that's your clerks or your court facilitators, and just making sure that everybody's on task and is very knowledgeable and has gone through proper training to provide quality customer service to the community.
people come in, they get trained in a clerical role or in a facilitator role, and then there's a better offer someplace else. How does the county clerk's office go about, or how should it go about, retaining people once they've come into the job?
I think this all comes back to budgeting properly and making sure that the taxpayers' money is spent properly. You know, there's a whole bunch of different departments that we need to focus on, and obviously this is one of those departments that we really need to focus on retaining quality workers. If they're moving somewhere else, there's got to be a reason for that, and we need to, you know, assess the situation and figure out a solution collectively.
Right now you're dealing with 2 cases of driving while license suspended, vehicular cases that are pending in Chelan County District Court. And those, as you've told me before we went on the air, date back to a DUI arrest in 2009. And so when people see that record and attach your name to it, what would you say to them as far as you know, how you're dealing with the situation and why they should look past it?
You know, like you said, it was a result of a DUI back in 2009, over 12 years ago. And there was somehow in there, I got a speeding ticket, and it affected the status of my license somehow a few years ago. And I was unaware of this status change. And, you know, I got pulled over because of the status of my license. And these 2 tickets are kind of coinciding together. But, you know, my attorneys are working diligently on getting this matter resolved and hopefully getting it dismissed, because we think that there is an error because it was so long ago. So I just hope that we can really focus on supporting our local law enforcement on going after, you know, violent crime and the war on drugs. And I don't want to focus on, you know, something as minimal as a traffic violation.
Had a surgery? Been in a car accident? Suffer from weekend warrior activities? Let Mount Stewart Physical Therapy and Chiropractic work out your aches and pains. This is Dr. Wayne Latimer. We've extended our multi-care practice to Mount Stewart Physical Therapy in Leavenworth. So, physical therapy and chiropractic. And whether you want to lift to get fit or you want to stay fit after your physical therapy, Balance Point Health and Fitness Gym is always open daily. Dr. Latimer Chiropractic Multi-Care Clinics, where we strive to do more, so you can too.
Professionally, right now, I am a Department of Social and Health Services Work First program specialist. I help mainly single mothers try and get back on their feet and establish to support themselves and their families. And it's a very fulfilling job.
And you're also involved in union organization within DSHS, correct?
Yes. The state unions called the Washington State Federation of Employees. I'm on the executive board there, the state executive board, and also the local chapter treasurer.
What made you think that, you know, looking at this office, you might like to take on that challenge of, you know, being that key record keeper and being that point of contact for the public?
From my experience working at the Department of Social and Health Services, DSHS, we handle a ton of records every day. All of them high security, high profile records that we need to maintain security of, and it's a paperless office, so I'm familiar with that. I see it as a shift. I don't see it as a big change. So I think we read the laws, we follow the laws at DSHS also. I think it'll be an easy, smooth transition for me.
In your candidate statement when you were running for Cascade School District, Marty, you said the school board must emphasize getting students up to their age respective grade levels and push back on resources spent on mandated indoctrinations. Can you go back to that race and tell me what you meant by mandated indoctrinations? What did you object to?
What I was concerned with is the comprehensive sex education and the critical race theory training. Those are the things that I just don't feel have a place in a public education.
Well, Marty, the Chelan County Clerk's Office is not a It's partisan, but almost not partisan. It's a job for an administrator. It's not necessarily a job for a policymaker. So
That's true.
do you see areas in the Chelan County Clerk's office that you would want to change based on ideology?
I don't, like you say, it's a partisan position, but really there's no place for politics in the office. The duties are purely dictated by law, so it's pretty nonpartisan. The conservative versus liberal mindset, I think, boils down to budgeting and administrating the funds and running the office that way.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Welcome to Click It RV. How can I help you?
We're looking to trade in our tent for a new RV.
Perfect. Let's take a look. Water heater? Nope. Does it have a queen bed? No. Does it have a bathroom? No. How about air conditioning? Nope. Well, you're in luck. We have the perfect solution for you. We'll give you $1,000 for it.
What?
What?
That's right. At Click It RV in July, trade your tent in for an extra $1,000 towards your RV purchase. Come see us today.
And we are back with a couple of minutes to go. You're going to like this little weather tidbit. There's some light drizzle coming down as we speak at Pangbourne Memorial Airport. What we could really use is a good heavy rain because we haven't had any measurable rain in a long time, but it ain't going to last very long. In fact, our big concern, once we have one more really hot day, and that's today, we're still going to be in the triple digits, then we go into some pretty nasty weather situations here. Red flag warning goes into effect at 11 o'clock this morning. It goes all the way, 1 o'clock this afternoon, 1 o'clock this afternoon until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. It is the scenario we don't like to see. Hot temperatures, windy conditions, and low relative humidity. That is the recipe for red flag warning. It's for the foothills of the Cascades, the Waterville Plateau, the Columbia Basin, and up north in Okanagan and Omak. You're going to see some windy conditions as well. That big dome that gave us that just oppressive, excessive heat is moving out of the area throughout the course of the day today. We're going to have a gradual cool down, but it's going to take its sweet time. From the National Weather Service, still 102 if you just joined us. We had 105 on Sunday. That tied the record high for July 31st. We were 104 on Saturday, just one off the record, and 105 on Friday, tying a record high. Still triple digits today. Little windy this afternoon, windy tonight, windy Tuesday. Between windy and breezy on Tuesday night, that's your red flag warning. As you can see, we cool down. In fact, we're going to be below normal by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. Our normal high is 90, and then we climb back up the temperature ladder as Mother Nature turns the thermostat back up to warm again and then back to hot. And that is it for us. Have a good and safe Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.